All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Clumsy Clairvoyance. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Either way, I do appreciate you being here very, very much. While you're here, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, do all those YouTube things. I would super, super appreciate it. All right. So today I'm going to be going through a full moon ritual with you. Full moon ritual. Some people might call it a ceremony. You could even call it a purging, a healing process. And today and tomorrow is the full moon in Capricorn. So I wanted to make it specific for this full moon. However, though, whenever you do come across this video or you do, I feel like a lot of these things can be taken and applied to other full moons, etc. Okay, so welcome. I do have my screen shared. And if y'all are ready to begin, let me know. I will be in the premiere with most of you for this video. So yes, let me know. All right, let's do it. Oh, wait, we got to get the Awu on real quick. Since it's a full moon, it is required. I have my Awus on standby. Awu! 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 All right, so let's begin, you guys. I'm going to make me smaller, but I'm still here. All right, let me move my little witchy cauldron out the way too. By the way, if you have never done a full moon ritual or a spell or ritual, a ceremony, whatever you may want to call it, like I said, I would even call it a purging a bit. Do not feel intimidated. This is extremely simple things, and as long as your intentions are for the good or for the betterment, you do not have to overly worry about it, okay? I will try to go through as much details as I can. All right, lovies, let's rock and roll. All right, Awu! Full moon in Capricorn magic / ritual. By Clumsy. All right, guys, so I did want to include this. I've done it before during some of the rituals I've done, but I just like including it. I think it's some fun facts for everybody, okay? So history and lore of the moon. So historically, lunatic, I'm sure we've heard that, right? Luna in regards to Luna, the moon. Lunatic is a term referring to a person who is seen as mentally ill, dangerous, foolish, or crazy. Conditions once attributed to, quote, lunacy, the word derives, okay? Now, the historical and ancient lore is behind. This is just some, okay? Keep that in mind. Widespread association of the moon with the land of the dead, the place to which souls ascend after death, and the power of rebirth. The lunar governance of the cycle likewise leads to association of the moon and fate. Ooh, I like that. I forgot I put that in there. All right, so that's just a little background, just a little fun facts for y'all. Okay, what does the full moon represent? So I do want to highlight this, you guys, because there is a difference between what the full moon represents versus what a new moon represents and everything in between, okay? We're going to be going over the full moon right now, but I will give you just like a quick little example. So if it was a new moon, we would be working on new energies that we wanted to bring in. Okay, so we would be invoking. This is opposital with the full moon. Okay, I'll explain. So what does the full moon represent? What does the full moon represent in a spiritual or realistic way? The full moon is the time of releasing what no longer serves us, letting go, ridding ourselves of the negatives, freeing oneself, and making room for the good. So try to connect the new moon with what, so, or think of, let's start, if we start here at the full moon, we're ridding ourselves of what, or we're purging ourselves of the things that are no longer serving us, okay? And then once the new moon comes around, we're ready to receive, we're wanting to invoke, we're wanting to be open to the new energies we want in our life, okay, and experiences, etc. So full moon classically represents releasing what no longer serves us and letting go, okay? By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like. I would appreciate it. You lovies. Okay, moving forward. Cleansing your energy of bad juju. Okay, so I'm going to put the flag up right here. Those of you at home who want to do this ritual with me, I'm only going to be doing like, a little bit of it here. But those of you that do want to do this with me, please make special note here, okay? This is the very first thing you're going to want to do. Very first thing, okay? Cleansing your energy of bad juju. Okay, so the full moon is not only ideal for cleansing and clearing your stones and crystals, but also ridding yourself of negative, toxic, unwanted energies, balancing your emotions, expressing your creativity in a fluid way. What to do and what you may need to cleanse or clear your own energy and or vibes. A quiet place, if possible, really does wonders. I promise you, even if it's just a little room to yourself, or a little bench outside. You find a nice quiet spot where you can't be interrupted or there's very minimal interruptions and distractions. This will really take this the ritual a full noticeable difference further, so to speak. All right, so quiet place if possible, minimal distractions. Sage, incense, Palo Santo, salt or black salt. Also, there is something else you can do to clear and cleanse your energy. Remember when you guys first entered into the video, you probably heard this. You heard this bell. So the bell is also, or noise is also a very good way to clear and cleanse energy. However, I would say if you're doing your first time kind of ritual, it's a really good idea to grab some sage or incense stick or some salt and just kind of give it a good dousing wherever you are at or where you're going to be performing the ceremony, okay? And while I'm on this subject, the full moon will clear and cleanse and charge every single crystal you have, okay? So if you're somebody who collects crystals and stones and meditates with them, this is your your insider tip. If you probably already knew, but just in case you didn't, the full moon is the fantastic time to take all of your stones and crystals, set them out in the sunlight for a few hours, or not the sunlight, excuse me, the moonlight. Don't put them in the sunlight. But yes, put them out somewhere outside where the moon is visible. Doesn't have to be like, all the illumination coming right back out that spot. But as long as the full moon is in the sky, you are good to go, okay? And that will clear and cleanse and charge all of your crystals. All right, now moving on. Again, this is the very first thing you guys want to do. Do not move forward until you do this. And today and tomorrow are the strawberry full moon for 2024. for, by the way. All right. So the June 2024 full moon in Capricorn, we're going to go over some specifics about this full moon in particular, okay? It's the first full moon in Capricorn for the whole year. This is the first full moon in Capricorn for the year, and the only other one will be next month in July. So they're back to back this year, okay? This full moon is opposite the sign of Cancer. This is the sign the sun is in at this time. So that y-axis, the sign that you're opposite when we're talking about full moons would be the placement, or we would want to know the sign that the sun is in at that time. Okay. So, and this is so intriguing. Just for me, like a kind of like, from a different standpoint, especially spiritually, or kind of just from a different view, because both Cancer and Capricorn have very kind of traditional roles that are going to be amplified this full moon. Okay, I'll explain. So the archetypal differences between these two signs is significant. So an archetype would be like brother and sister, right? Teacher and student. We'll dive further, okay? The archetype of this full moon relates to, quote, mom and dad, or our parental figures, okay? So Cancer would relate to our mom, and Capricorn would be another sign that represents to the father, okay? This full moon allows us to put to rest some issues, because remember, full moon is about what, guys? Type it in the chat right now. If you're in here during the premiere, please type it in the chat. What is this? What are full moons for? They're for what? Releasing, getting rid of. I don't want this no more. Blech, right? It's for removing. So this full moon allows us to put to rest some issues we may have emotionally and spiritually in regards to our parental relationships. This is a big one. This is a big one I see. I think we all do, with friends, family, etc. But especially when I do readings and I'm diving into, let's say, like I'm doing a full reading for somebody, and really kind of just diving into their past and getting a good, an overview of issues, or of significant people, events, all of that. The parental relationships are huge. They're huge, and they show up sometimes more than we even realize. So in regards to as when we become adults. But okay, so this full moon allows us again to put to rest some issues we may have emotionally, spiritually, in regards to our parental relationships. Okay, very important. Again, if you're going to hop along with me or do this with me, even if you're a replay crew, please feel free to use this at your disposal whenever you want to. Pause the video, whatever you want to do, like I said. But here we go. Here's some supplies that you'll need. One candle, unlit and unused, either white, gray, brown, or pale yellow. And I'm going to tell you why these colors in particular, okay? We want white because white is the universal color and can substitute for any other color, okay? And then gray, brown, and pale yellow are particularly connected to the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So that's why those are in there as well. You don't have to have a gray, brown, or pale yellow candle, okay? White is just fine. Unlit though, all right? Unlit. And I want to say this too, because sometimes I forget to say it, but when you do light your candle, and when we are done with the ritual, do not blow out your candle. Let it go out naturally, please. All right, so candle, a few pieces of scrap paper, a lighter or matches, a pen or pencil, a small bowl of water. By the way, the little bowl of water can be super tiny. This is just for what we do with the candle later for safety, okay? So I'm just letting you know. And a clear, cleansed place or space, that's what it really should say, and cleared thoughts, all right? So, who's ready to rumble? I'll leave this up here for another few seconds in case anyone wants to write this down. All right. So now we are at the spot where I want everybody here, even if you're in the chat, we're watching together, okay? Please I want your attention to be drawn to me for a minute because I want to talk to you about really clearing your energy and your thoughts, okay? This could be something that seems impossible, but if you keep doing it, I promise it works, okay? Now we're going to do a few mindful breaths. While we do them, you can visualize this or not. This is something that I chose to visualize when I first started learning how to kind of clear my thoughts. You could do one or two things. One visualization I like to do to clear my energy is to think of, while I'm breathing in, I'll think of all my thoughts as little pieces of like trash or confetti around a room. And I'm picking up each thought or, each comment, whatever it may be. I'm taking it and then I'm chucking it in the little tiny, little office trash can next to me or something like that. So every time you breathe in your nose, you'd be picking up one. And then when you breathe out your mouth, you'd be throwing it in the bigger one, okay? Another great visualization is while you breathe in, I want you to visualize all of your thoughts, all of the noise that's in your head becoming one blob of energy, just coming all together. And as you breathe in, you'll visualize it. And as you breathe out, I want you to picture that you're doing like you're blowing out, like the huff and the puff, like the wolf, right? The big bad wolf. And I want you to envision as you blow out that blob or that entity gets blown straight through the door or a window, something like that. All right. These are just suggestions, but they will help if you are somebody who's very visual. All right. So once we've cleared and cleaned once we've cleansed and cleared our space, sit quietly and comfortably. Now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. If you need more than 3, that's fine. Take as many as you need. And even if you don't feel like it maybe works all the way at first, that's okay. I encourage you to keep doing it, okay? So we're going to start together. 3 deep breaths. You guys ready? We're going to be breathing in our nose and then out our mouth, okay? So let's go. Exhale. Breathe in your nose. Hold it. Exhale your mouth. Last one. And I'm going to do an extra one just because I know I need it. Now, for some of you, this might instantly relax you. Some people do get a little lightheaded. Some people don't really have any difference at all. It just really depends. But I do encourage you, like I said, to do this every time, even with you, if you just need time, if you just need a technique to clear your energy or your space, or your thoughts that are running around in your head, just to quiet the mind. All right. So, note, keep taking these breaths until you feel your thoughts are cleared and decluttered, okay? Set your intentions out loud or write them down before you begin. This is not something you have to do, but I feel like it's good to keep it in mind, meaning your intentions are for healing or for some positive change to occur. Just make sure that that's in the back of your, or try to keep that intention um, mindful, or be mindful of that intention as we go through this. Okay. Now moving on. Look how pretty that is. Magic time. Okay, now I'm going to take you guys into just another quick little meditation. This is right before we begin, okay? After clearing your thoughts, please envision the following, okay? So now I'm going to guide y'all, all right? So if you're with me, replay crew, I want you can even take an extra deep breath if you want. If you already feel like your thoughts are pretty clear, that's fine as well, okay? So, all right. Now, I want you to picture a place outdoors that you have good memories of. In particular, if these memories take you back to childhood, even better. They don't have to, but if you could think of like a place you loved going to as a child, um, the beach, the park, the mountains, your grandma's backyard, whatever it may be. Okay, so again, I want you guys to picture a place outdoors that you have good, fond memories of, preferably. If you could think of a place from childhood, even better, okay? Now, wherever this place is, I want you to envision yourself walking towards this place, okay? And that should say suddenly, sorry. And suddenly you are stopped by a notable crunchy type sound, almost like a leaf. You look down to see a paper with your name on it that reads, "Dig here," okay? You look back up to see a smaller shuffle right next to you. So what do? You begin to dig, okay? So again, I want you to picture a place in your mind, a place outdoors, preferably even one from childhood, somewhere you'd love to go as a child outdoors, okay, that you have a good memory of. Wherever this place is, envision yourself walking towards this place, and suddenly you're stopped by a notable crunch type sound. You look down to see a paper with your name on it that reads, "Dig here." You look back up to see a smaller shovel right next to you, and you begin to dig, okay? So just keep that in vision. Now, with the thought of digging, please take out your scratch paper. Okay, so I'm going to do this part with you. So I'm going to put myself back on the screen with you guys. I don't want my lovies to feel alone. All right. All right, y'all. So the very first thing we're going to do, and I will make this bigger in a moment. So if you guys, those of you that are taking notes, I won't be up here too long of distracting y'all, okay? Where did I put my pen? I just had my pen. Hold, please. OMG. How did I almost boomer it even during a pre-record? That's special. All right, guys. So we're going to begin. You're going to take out your scratch paper. Little pieces like this are just fine. These are ideal. You do not want super big pieces, okay? So again, let's come back over here. I think I can move myself over here now. There we go. Now, okay, so now with the thought of digging, please take out your scratch paper, tear into smaller pieces, have a pen or pencil nearby. Now, this is what we're going to write down. You're going to write down as many or as little as you want, any negative feelings or traumas you have from your childhood, okay? And or negative feelings or emotions you may be holding on to in relation to any parental type figures in your life, okay? Again, write down as many or as little as you want, any negative feelings or traumas you have from your childhood and or negative feelings or emotions you may be holding on to in relation to your childhood and or negative feelings from any parental type figures in your life, okay? And if you're like, you know what? I don't have anything I can think of. Well, think of maybe one you have had in the past, okay? I'm sure everybody has at least one. But if not, I would say think of one maybe you have had in the past that might, even if it's not bothering you now, you could still write it down, okay? All right. So, for example, I'll give you a good example. So, say, how about, fear of being unsuccessful. Okay, that would be something. Or you could even write feeling unloved. That could be another one, okay? Unloved, unwanted, whatever you're vibing, okay? There's no right or wrong answers. You write as many or as little as you want. I would like you to, at least write a few if you can, but no pressure, like I said. So once you write these down, then we're going to do the next step, okay? Dun, dun, dun. So once we are done, we're going to light our candle. Woohoo! This is the fun part. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, make sure at this time that you do have that small bowl of water next to you, okay? For me, I have one of these. It's like a tumbler thing with some water in it, which is just fine. All right, I have the white candle here. These are my Capricorn inspired crystals, by the way. I have some hematite and, of course, my pendulum over here. Whoop, whoop. My tiger's eye pendulum. And I've had that tea light candle on there for a bit, charging with that selenite crystal. All right, so what we're going to do, you're going to light your candle now, okay? Light our candle. Hold on, I'm going to turn my fan down. And I think I reminded you earlier, but do not forget, do not blow out your candle when we are done with the ritual. Okay, let it go out on its own if possible, please. And if it's something where you're like, no, I have to put it out right away, what I would suggest is snuffing it out. All right. We got our fire. You guys know I like a little bit of fire. Okay, so here we go. Once candle is lit, you could give it a minute or two. You could continue writing out on your little pieces of scratch paper. However you want to do it. Take as much time as you need. Take as little time as you want or need, okay? So we are now going to take those pieces of, meaning these pieces of paper right here, okay, guys? And we're going to ignite them with the fire of the candle. and extinguish them in the small bowl of water. We're going to do that one by one. Okay? And this is the list of negative things that we went over, all right? So, we're going to imagine these negative thoughts and feelings being burned away as we ignite each piece. Okay? So, feeling unloved. Make sure you keep your little tumbler or thing of water nearby for safety. And you can watch it burn. Envision it. Feel the feelings. It's okay to cry too. Anything like that, it's fine. Okay, there's one. The next one is fear of being unsuccessful. All right. And then we extinguish it in a little bowl or tumbler, whatever you got. That's why I said you do not have to make big pieces, okay? You're going to imagine those negative thoughts and feelings being burned away as you ignite each piece, okay? Now, take your time doing that. Sorry, I had some ash nearby from both the paper, and then I have my incense going too. All right. Now, last but not least, we're going to do one more thing, okay? Lastly, you're going to take one more piece of paper and replace one of those negative emotions or feelings and turn it into something possible to write down. Turn it into something positive, okay? So, for example, let's say I wrote down on as one of my negative things that I was holding on to. I wrote down, I'm never good enough. You would take that, flip it, and say, I am good enough, okay? Something as simple as that, or I am loved. Whatever the case may be, you're going to write that down on a piece of paper, okay? You could even write more than one thing. Write as much, like I said, as little or as much as you want. I'd say if you're just doing this for the first time, at least 2 to 3 each would be great, but no pressure, okay? So I am good enough would be the positive one, or I am loved. Okay, I'm going to write mine down. Now there's a few different things you could kind of do with this symbolically, which is really neat. Take the positive pieces and keep them nearby for 3 days. That you should do anyway, like on a altar or in a little nightstand or in your book, just somewhere where you know you'll look at it. You're going to take the positive pieces and keep them, or affirmations, I actually would call them. Keep them nearby for 3 days to look at. And I want you to say out loud, and then bury them back either figuratively or physically into the earth, okay? So each day you would pick up your affirmation and say, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved. And you would say that for 3 days and say it 3 times, at least once a day, okay? I am loved. Just pick it up once a day and say, I'm loved, I am loved, I am loved. Do that for 3 days. And then you can take this and you can physically bury it back into the earth, okay? Or you could figuratively do so, meaning you could toss it after if you want, okay? So, dun, dun, dun. That was your full moon ritual. Hopefully, that wasn't too much info for you guys. I hope that I could answer a lot of questions for you. If you do have questions, please leave them in the comments. I would be more than happy to address them. Also, please hit the like if you do like this video. If you have any questions for me, let me know that as well. And I hope you enjoyed this, okay? I hope you got something from this. And by the way, before everybody does leave, I do want to say I am offering private readings still, so you can reach out to me by email or by X. I am on Twitter. I think I have my link tree should also be linked down below in the description, or you will see it in the About section on my channel tab, okay? So again, guys, I appreciate you being here with me very much. And yes, I will see you lovies later. Have a very beautiful and transforming full moon. Woo! Bye, lovies.
I don't got time to be thinking about things we can't figure out. Maybe I'm better without you and your dirty mouth. I don't know how everything went south. We're just so different now. I wanna go high, just wanna go high, but you keep pulling me down. Feels like we